Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher, and for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher, thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we're diving back into the Untamed. We're diving into episode 12, and this is your bonus episode for the week, because last week on episode 10, you guys were successful in my 500 like challenge, and I told you if you guys got that to 500 likes within a week, then I would give you guys 2 reactions this week. So here we are, and that challenge is still in effect for episode 11, which I put out yesterday. So if you get that reaction to 500 likes within the next week, then next week you will get double the reactions. And I'm gonna try something now that I may regret later, but we're just going to see. But I'm gonna double down on that. So if we get episode 11's reaction to 500 likes within 7 days of yesterday, then I will give you guys 2 reactions next week. If we get both episode 11 and episode 12's reactions to 500 likes within a week, then I will double that, and next week you guys will get 4 episodes. I know, I'm crazy. Just testing the waters. I'm testing to see how much power I have here. So yes, if we get episode 11 to 500 likes, then we get 2 episodes. If we get 11 and 12 to 500 likes, we get 4. Well, we'll see what happens. But we're gonna dive into episode 12 now and just see where the story goes. We left off where all of the heirs, or all the children to the various clans in the world here, are on like the Wen family's island, and for the indoctrination, and they're just like, hey, no weapons, y'all. We hand over all your weapons. And we're like, oh Lord, what is about to go down? Are they gonna give the weapons? Are they not gonna give the weapons? I don't know. So we're gonna dive in and we're going to see. Okay, another fantastic episode with lots of things happening. I swear, I'm so happy that we got Wei Ning back in the series. Like, I'm always so excited to see him, my sweet little cinnamon roll. I remember back when I was reacting to either the first episode or no, I think it was the second or third episode, right before we went to the flashbacks. And Wei Ning was first summoned, and I was like, oh my goodness, who is this? Blah blah blah. And you guys in the comment section are like, wait until Topher realizes that zombie general guy is like the biggest cinnamon roll in the world. I'm like, I don't understand how that can be, but okay, I'm here for it. And like now I'm watching, like, yes, sweet little cinnamon roll. I want to protect him. I want to keep him safe. I feel like I'm his big sister. I just want to keep him safe. I don't want any harm to come to him, because he's such a sweet good boy, and I love him, and I love his friendship dynamic with Wuxian. I love it. I want them to be friends. I want them to have this relationship. And I know I won't say it's not good, but it's not ideal because of, his family or his clan and whatnot, who he belongs to, and but still, I want them to be friends. I love seeing them together. I love their interaction. So Wuxian was Wuxian this entire episode. Wuxian is Wuxian through and through. But we started where we left off, collecting the swords, and it kind of was a mixture of the 2 options that I was saying in my thoughts last episode, whether someone would fight back, or whether they would all rally together and fight back, or whether they would just give in and not cause any trouble. For the most part, people were just like, okay, fine, I'm not going to cause any trouble. But then the one from the Jin clan was like, no, I'm not giving up my sword. We don't separate from our cultivators, don't separate from our swords. And he was about to get thrown in jail or whatever, and his sister, keeper, lady, person, the lady from his clan stepped forward and was like, I beg for your forgiveness. Remember, we were told not to cause any trouble. Shut the fuck up. Just grin and bear it just a little while longer. Come on, you can do this. So eventually ended up giving up the swords and all that stuff. And like a lot of the indoctrination processional, whatever, all that stuff that was happening, like the formality of it, was reminding me of the early episodes when we were in the cloud recesses for the training. It felt very reminiscent of that. Reading lots of scriptures, reciting this, that, the other, these very formal classroom-like settings, except we've got these guards surrounding us, and, you know, if we make one wrong move, we could potentially be thrown into a dungeon with some sort of dog puppet thing. But yeah, so their first challenge was to recite it from memory, the Wen clan's I don't know, doctrine or whatever the document was called. And nobody wanted to step forward. So Wuxian's like, I'll do it. And he's like, okay. And then he starts spouting off the principles from the cloud recesses, purposefully, because he's a clown like that. But I was thinking it was his way of trying to get into trouble so he could find some sort of window. Because he mentioned the day before, he's like, okay, I've got to find a window, because he can't sneak out of the place that he and Cheng are staying in because it's guarded. So he's like, okay, I need to find somewhere else to get into that I can potentially sneak out of. So I assume that was his way of trying to just get into being held in captivity somewhere so that he could sneak out and go see Langshan. But if that was his plan, it backfired, because he was held in captivity, but with a giant dog puppet that was kicking his ass. And then that's when Wen Ning came in and threw the needles, incapacitated the dog puppet, and gave him some medicine. We had just a nice conversation, because again, I love them together. I love their friendship dynamic, and I'm hoping, I mean, I'm pretty sure the friendship is going to continue. Like I was speculating in the earlier episodes when I first saw them interacting that it was probably something to do with his friendship with Wen Ning, that might have ended up bringing, like, tarnishing his name publicly, because at the very beginning of the series, anytime Wuxian's name was mentioned, it was like met with disgust and, oh my god, he is evil incarnate, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, how did we get there? Still haven't seen how we got there yet, because right now Wuxian still just seems like a very sweet, good, curious, rambunctious boy, but good at heart. And, you know, don't see him wanting to cause trouble or calamity to anybody. So I'm like, okay, how did this narrative get spun with him? So I was speculating that it might have just been not necessarily anything he did, or it might have been some things he did that were misinterpreted or misconstrued, and the fact that he has got this friendship with this Wen clan might have spun things and blah blah blah, and that's how his reputation got torn to shreds. I don't know. I'm still piecing things together. We're still very, very early in this series. But yeah, I hope that their friendship continues. I hope we get more moments with them. Then what else? So he got freed from the wildebeest puppet thing. Then we went back to class. Other sweet boy fainted while reciting things, and they just carried him off. I thought there was going to be a little bit more severe punishment or something, but no, we just carried him off, and that was that. Then we got reports of there being some monsters in the forest, so we're like, okay, let's go investigate that, and we'll take all of these cultivators with us, and we'll let them lead. So, you know, if anything happens, they'll be the human shields, and we'll be fine. And then that's where the episode pretty much ended, them rummaging through the forest, and then Wuxian noticing Langshan's injury is been exacerbated. I still don't fully understand the nature of what happened, because the hit that they gave him didn't look all that hard, but, you know, whatever, none of the hits that have killed people in this series that look like they're death blows, so maybe we're just a very gentle strike goes a long way in this series. So we hit him, and they keep saying they broke his leg, but I'm like, he's still walking on it. So if they did in fact break his leg, and he's been walking on it like this, like it's been, more power to you, Langshan. And also, oh my god. So I don't know if break is necessarily the word that we want, but this word they keep using. Injured it in some way, shape, or form. Greatly injured to where he's got this limp, and it seems to be it's been aggravated with activity that's been happening the last couple of days. So Wuxian being Wuxian's like, hey, How are you? I'm fine. No, really, how are you? We've been through all this stuff. You can be honest with me. I'm fine. Okay, well, you can't say everything's fine. I can see your ass limping, so how are you? I'm fine. Bitch, do you want me to carry you? No, leave me alone. Girl, I'ma carry you. That's basically where the episode ended. Not the exact words, but, you know, paraphrasing. And the episode flew by very, very quickly. Yeah, I was not expecting the end to come just yet. I thought maybe we'd had like another 2 or 3 more scenes, and then it would have been so, like, when it came up, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we're done. Well, that was fast. Yeah, all in all, another really, really nice episode filled with great music, beautiful actors and actresses, gorgeous robes, terrible CGI, but, you know, I grew up watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Charmed, and those are 2 of my favorite shows, and they had terrible TV CGI too, so it's not anything that bothers me. I'm just being observant. It's not great, but it gives it this sort of charm, this TV charm that that feels nostalgic for me. Yeah, I enjoyed this. So again, the challenge, if we get episode 11's reaction, which I put out yesterday, up to 500 likes by the time I go to record next week, then I will give you 2 reactions again. And then if we get both episode 11's reaction and this reaction, episode 12's reactions, to 500 likes by next week when I go to record, then I will double down on that, and y'all will get 4 episodes. 4. That is crazy. I mean, it's not that crazy. I've binged through other series on that too, but still, 4 episodes, y'all, potentially. So, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah.